Kind of works.
We are live, by the way.
Okay, good, good. We're looking at a Tusken Raider. Fuck off.
Yeah, this is at us time right now.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much.
I think I can kind of deal with the cloth goods better on a Tusken Raider figure.
Yeah, I feel like it works.
It kind of works okay there.
Mm.
Certain billowy cloaks, they're kind of hard to do any other way, so I'm like kind of okay.
Yeah.
I can deal with it a lot more.
Fair. Did you put a tweet out?
I'm just doing that right now from the very awkward angle. Just let me move to the other end of the desk.
Good, good. It's fine. I'm keeping an eye on the stream. Everything's fine. Stream looks good, by the way.
Oh, excellent.
Very glad I could talk to you and just be like, and you were just like, yeah, I get it. I know why you bought that Rodimus at that price.
Yeah.
Thank you for not judging me.
I look, the only if I could, you don't want to know what horrifying amount of Transformers I would have bought over the last year.
Fair.
It is purely the concept of rent.
Yep. I get that. I mean, I mentioned on Twitter after, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do some more streams just to see if I can really make up for the money I just spent.
Okay, I've done.
And now I'm here. Oh, good.
Okay. I now just require somebody somewhere to type something in chat whenever you do show up. Ah, excellent. Thank you.
Hi, Alexis.
Oh. Hey, Alex. Just so we know that everything's functioning, because that is always the concern. Oh, thank you, RNG. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm new here. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you're new here. The 50 months coincidence. I realize I'll get some lo-fi hip-hop beats to paint to put in the background. I wonder if that... Okay, I'm actually going to look now.
What?
I want to know if there are lo-fi beats to paint Warhammer 2.
Probably. There are lo-fi beats to study Jedi texts too, so I think you're fine.
Lo-fi loyalist beats to study to relax to.
Don't like that.
Yeah.
Deploy the tiny scale torpedoes. Hello, British Red Fox.
Yes, hello.
Hello, Milan Rubin. Everyone enjoying there? No, I don't know what you're talking about, Alexis.
We don't have a monarch. No. I've spent all day indoors, so you know if there's any celebrations related to any fictional monarch that might rule over.
I mean, I did see a picture of, I think it was Aberdeen and Inverness City Centre, and it was like they had the big screen up for like view the Jubilee celebrations. There's no one there watching the TVs. Oh, Web.
What?
Web, you could get paleo tracks.
I could.
Strangely enough, the image that they've used for paleo tracks, like all built up as a fossilizer, is Warpath just armed to the gills.
Good. Excuse me a second. I'm just finding something good. Here we go.
You stayed at the tiny ships, which I do like the color scheme you went for.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
I'm sure that's like a specific Battlefleet or something. I'm just like, the green works.
I don't fucking know. This is just the color they always are in my head when I think about them. So
yeah.
Anyway, let me know if that music's too loud. It seems fine to me.
But you know how it is.
Yeah. It's a very important question. Is Gobbledygook the Goblin a Blorbo? I do not know what a Blorbo is, so I would...
I worry that you've said that out loud.
It is probably, maybe, I don't know.
Blorbo from my shows is a slang term for a person's favourite fictional character and is used similarly to terms such as glop, shittle, or scrimble, bimble. I mean, since Gobbledygook was an actual character, not.
Yeah, I've seen the glop shitto going around a bit recently.
Yeah.
Because of characters showing up in Obi-Wan. Have you been watching that?
Yep.
Can you give me a one-word, no spoiler review?
Fire hot.
Yeah, enjoying it then.
Yeah. Have you watched any of it? Sorry.
I have. Yes, I've watched.
Okay, good. So you understand why I said that then.
I'm enjoying it, although I do think there are a fair few bits where I'm like, this feels like this maybe came out a few months earlier than it was intended.
Think so?
I feel there's a few parts where it could probably have done with a little longer in the oven. Mostly in the first couple of episodes where there's some real bad ADR in it.
Yeah, the first couple of episodes were like the first two. I was like, it's good, but I'm not sold on it. And then the third episode, I'm like, okay, we're doing the things I wanted. Oh God, this man is suffering. He has PTSD. Oh God.
Okay. I feel I should probably explain what the fuck is going on in this stream. I mean, it's not complicated.
Well, I mean, it's very simple, really. I'm going to sit here and talk about vague things about Kenobi at Wib, and you're all going to have to just try and follow the fuck along.
But yeah, so I am painting some Battlefleet Gothic ships. These are some of the ones that were sent in, and if I was like 5% more prepared, I would have checked the name for who it was that sent these particular ones to us, but I have forgotten to do that. I apologise. But I painted one as a test model the other day. Because I thought what I'll do is these are ones that were sent like as complete things. There's no options to do, so I don't have to learn how the game works yet, but I can kind of get used to painting them. Because these are just solid objects. These are 3D printed, so they're not official models, but
Courtesy of.
Sorry?
Who sent in the 3D prints? Who sent them to you?
As I say, I don't know.
What?
I can't remember. It's not the ones Modhail sent in.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go into the YouTube archives.
It's the first. I think it's in the first episode of the new ones.
Okay.
But anyway. Have you decided which one will bear the name of being Righteous Indignation? Probably one of the big ones that I haven't actually prepared for stuff yet, because this is just how it was painted to begin with, when I got sent them, but I will be repainting them. But yeah, so this is a, what is it, Firestorm or something it's called? Class Escort? I've been trying to get used to it, because this is the thing.
Someone will correct you, it's fine.
I do not remember the names ever of, like... 40k ships. Although I have remembered that this is a Cobra.
I don't know what it is about 40k ships, but the name's just like, I'll remember it for 5 minutes and then it's just gone.
Yeah, I have the exact same thing. But yeah, so this is the one I've painted as sort of a testing, and what I wanted to do was I didn't want painting these to become a career. Because I am terrible for making an absolute meal out of everything I paint. Like, just doing too much for everything. So what I've done is kind of done a nice simple thing. So, but yeah, so this is complete. What I've done with the others is that I've done the green on them, which I'll explain how I did in a second if you're interested at all. And I've done one coat of the white at the front, which is why it looks so scrappy right now, because that needs a good 3-4 coats because of it going over black. But yeah, so if you're wondering how this green came about, I painted it initially in Cabalite green, and which takes 2 coats to get over the black nicely for a kind of dark shade, and then null oiled it. Then I gave it one quick dry brush over again with the Cabalite green, just to tidy up anything where the non-oil didn't, was a bit. I was a bit overzealous with it, and then
it was a person called Walter, by the way.
Ah, excellent. Well, thank you, Walter.
I was hoping for a screen name so we can at least shout them out. God damn it.
Yeah, they only said Walter in the thing. I remember now. And then dry brushed it with Warboss green, and that's just that. Just to have a nice basic thing, because this sort of scale really doesn't lend itself to like edge highlighting anyway, because it's a bit too much, because the sort of scale of things you wouldn't see.
Yeah, you're working at a fucking very small scale, and it'd be easy to crowd it, I guess.
But yeah, so what was in here, because I think what I've got here is everything from the Imperial stuff that was sent in Walter's box. So that's these, which was it? Is it Firestorm? It's Fire something anyway. These particular ones, because there's like there's three ships. That
sounds right.
There's three types of ships that look very similar.
It's not the Firestorm, the Nova, and something. No, wait, Nova's big. Oh, fuck, I don't know, man.
But anyway, it's the one that's got the bigger underslung gun underneath anyway. Because there's like three that look the same.
Yeah. If these were like pick the difference between an ISD1 and an ISD2, you could do that.
I hate that I could do that, but yes, I could do that. Also, these are fan sculpts, so they are slightly different from the official ones as well.
Firestorms have lances on their chins, swords don't.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there we go then. It's fire. They are Firestorms then. I've been slowly trying to learn my knowledge. So I've got 5 of these. I've got 3 of the little cobras. Which are probably what I'm going to prioritise, trying to get the Cobras done tonight.
Destroyers have torpedo launchers in their prow, sorry.
These do not, so these are definitely just Firestorms. Okay, this is useful. Basically, I'm going to crowdsource knowledge about Battlefleet Gothic. What's the difference between an ISD1 and an ISD2? An ISD1 has a much larger array on top of its command bridge. Is the easiest way to tell. It's a huge thing compared to the smaller ones that you get on the later ones. And then the other thing I've got is this one, which I have not bothered. Well, I say not bothered. I have not looked up to see exactly what type of bigger cruiser this is yet.
Yeah, that's when you run into problems. The big ships they blend together.
But these are the ones I've got currently painted because, are currently on the go, because I've got these 3 as well, which are the other 3 Imperial things from that box. There is a Chaos Fleet as well, but I have not got around to preparing that yet. Though that'll be for Snipe to paint. But yeah, so I didn't bother getting these prepared at the same time because they all need a little bit of work done on them, because little bits of these snapped off in the mail, and lots of them got lost. I actually have one more that fell off whilst I was bringing this over, which is just over here. But yeah, so those will be prepared in time, but I just wanted them to show you them. Because these are actual, I think these are a type of battleship, and yeah, these are a cruiser of some kind. I think someone said it was a Dauntless, probably.
Yeah, Seamus said Dauntless light cruiser, and I will trust Seamus with this.
Yeah, I'll trust Seamus with this. But yeah, so that's one. But yeah, so I'm just going to, one of the reasons I want to get these painted is because, A, it's cool. But B, just noticed there's actually another chip out of the thing there.
It's fine. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Battle damage.
It's a thing. They were sent very much in a if they survive the trip sort of way. So
paint it as battle damage. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay, that's gonna go. Okay, I'm just noticing more little things that got damaged. Okay, it's fine because we have a shoebox full of Battlefleet Gothic stuff. Mostly 3D printed, but a lot of official stuff in there as well.
You'll be able to have a fleet, it'll get sorted.
Yes. And maybe at some point I'll even learn how the game works.
Rules are overrated.
This is true. Anyway, I'll actually start doing some...
So, you mentioned that, the first 2 episodes of Kenobi were a bit ropey for you.
Yeah, just from
rating standpoint, I guess.
Yeah, just
Would that be ADR?
Like there was ADR stuff that just didn't felt like it was properly lined up or what have you. I'll put that one over there.
I do have to say, I am enjoying it more than Book of Boba Fett.
I can see that. Like, the problem with Book of Boba Fett is that it was a little bit of a
they shouldn't have. It was Mandalorian series season 2.5, like, and it kind of sucked for that.
Like, I enjoyed it, but I was very aware that it was a very flawed show, and I was enjoying it because.
And I think the Robert Rodriguez style of filmmaking made the last episode look not too great.
It had
some cuts that were just to the same scene over and over, and it looked like the same footage over and over. And I'm like, okay, I know you do stuff for cheap, which is why you get jobs, Rodriguez, and I respect the hustle, but come on, man.
You're doing a Star Wars.
Yeah.
The proper way to play with these ships is to pick them up and go noom. This is true. This is very true.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'd like to point out, in the last stream, someone said,
"Oh no,"
that the reason why that they believed the reason why I had this little grate in the center was so that I would know where to focus my thing on, so I would know where to kind of hold the model while painting. And that was not true. It's just a thing that happens to be in the middle of this cheap battle map that I'm using.
They mistook you for someone that knows what they're doing.
They wildly overestimated my competence. However, that was a good idea, so I am totally doing it now. But I can't remember who said that. So whoever did know that I have stolen your idea and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, Samus. On the plus side, however, seeing Tamara Morrison again is always fun. Yes.
Have I talked to you about the bizarreness that is Hotlink?
No.
So I recently...
Well, not in terms of bizarreness, anyway.
Yeah, so I picked up the Netflix Hotlink recently, which is a Transformer, shock horror.
Yeah, it's a purple seeker.
It's a purple seeker who is not Skywarp. He's the answer to the question, what to do if you really like purple and the Seekers, but Skywarp isn't purple enough for you? Well, Hotlink is the answer.
Okay, I'll disagree with the characters Popular are bringing back without any real idea, because I think the idea of him becoming the new boss is cool. It just wasn't executed well. Talking about Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, the weird thing about Book of Boba Fett I always felt was that all they needed to do, I think, to fix like a bunch of the problems I had with it was to make it so that when he was not kicking around Jabba's old place, there was basically a bunch of dudes who came with that place. Because it never felt like he was in charge of anything.
No, it felt too empty.
Whereas if they
I get that they're trying to portray the story of him starting up, but also he's in Jabba's palace.
Yeah,
there should be people everywhere.
If he just started with like a small army and he then had to build up to a force that wasn't just able to defend like the palace, like to be able to like extend power, I think that would have been a lot better, and it wouldn't, you wouldn't have even have to have really given any of them lines.
No,
they can just be about, and I think that would have worked a lot better because it did kind of feel like it was just him showing up to a place and going, "I'm boss, back off," and most people going like, "Oh shit, I guess he is."
It
felt very video gamey in that regard.
A little bit, yeah. Although I will say I like the mods. They were a fun inclusion. I don't care what anyone says.
Have you seen the latest Strange New Worlds? No, I haven't seen any of them because I would have to watch it via naughty means.
And we're old, and we can't be arsed for that shit anymore.
Yeah, straight up. There's no moral question. Like it is not legally. This is not. I'm not giving you legal advice, but I will say morally.
Yeah,
it is.
No problem with the morally, just it's a pain in the hook nowadays.
Yeah, I have heard it. Stranger Worlds is really good though.
Yeah.
From what I've heard,
I'll get around to it eventually.
It is exactly the Star Trek show that I want.
The two of us have been screaming about it for a while.
Yeah.
I
like Picard, even the seasons that everyone else doesn't, or the season that everyone else doesn't. But
it's nice to have Star Trek back.
Yeah. That's why one of the reasons I like Lower Decks so much.
I'm gonna say something there. I did get around to finally watching all the Bad Batch.
Oh yeah.
It was better than I thought it was going to be, honestly.
I really like the Bad Batch.
Interesting turns it takes when it comes to that one guy who they keep trying to get back. He's eventually like, no, actually, I'm just a fascist.
Yeah. Like, no, actually, I am just a shithead. Like, okay.
Which I appreciated.
Yeah, yeah. No, I really enjoyed the Bad Batch, but then like the thing with the Bad Batch is that it's like it's following on from the Clone Wars, and and it sort of like has carried on like in terms of like the quality, and Clone Wars ended really high in terms of quality. So I remember watching the last handful of episodes of Clone Wars and just going, this is some of the best like things that have been made in Star Wars for a long time.
Yep.
Like the fucking final scene of Clone Wars. Oof.
It's fucking strong, man.
That's a strong ending for your children's show.
I think we always make that joke. Like when I'm watching it with Snipe, I'll do that. Remember, it's a kid's show, and then like someone gets beheaded. I kind of feel like Clone Wars grew up with the audience in a really good way.
Very, very
and
much.
And then Bad Batch is also kind of following along with that, because like, oh yeah, civilians are just getting fucking killed by the Empire in that show. Like, I'm pretty sure what I'm guessing are meant to be like, I don't know, they're not dark troopers, maybe, whatever. You know, the first like non-clone Spec Ops.
Yeah.
Straight up torch a bunch of civilians. You don't see it on screen, but you know what happens.
Yep.
It's like, okay.
You're like, I'm getting such a whiplash. I'm watching one episode. I'm watching one bit of the episode where I'm like, oh, Wrecker is adorable, and then
war crimes.
I think I did say, like, I think I put it on Twitter of going like, you know, a series is going places when you have to say the sentence to yourself, oh my god, they were civilians.
Yup. Hello, Podlord. Thank you for subscribing for 5 months now.
Thank you.
Also, hi, I'm here.
A long friend is here.
Wouldn't say it so ominously.
It's mostly because I'm concentrating on doing a
part. Oh, fair.
I don't want to mess up. The joys of batch painting.
Never got the hang of it myself.
I very rarely can get my brain in gear to like do it.
Yeah.
Like not every model like works in my head to do. Like obviously I had to do a lot of it painting all my grots because I've got nearly 100 of the damn things. Well, I have over 100 of the damn things. I think I've got 110 that are, you know, I can play a game with.
How many still need painted?
About 22, I think.
Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad.
So yeah, to do that, I have, as you would imagine, had to learn to do at least some degree of painting in batches.
Oh, for sure.
Although with those, I generally only paint them in like batches of like 3 or something.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because I kind of start losing patience with painting the same thing over and over and over again.
Oh, completely understandable.
Whereas, like, you know, if like that gives me enough like to paint like 3 of them, and then I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to move on to do something else now.
Yeah.
Which I can because I've just finished painting on the 3, so haha.
Hey. Oh yeah, there's a new Spock now. Yeah. God damn it. That's like, is this the third one?
Oh, what is it? A different actor to in Discovery?
Chat, let me know. I thought it was, but I might be wrong.
I thought it was the same actor, but I also wasn't paying too close attention because I knew it was going to be
Same one from Discovery. Okay, it's the same one from Discovery.
Because I was like, well, it's going to be a while before I see it. So.
I'm also just like, don't get me wrong, I love Spock. Can we just let the character go now? Like, just stop.
I mean, it's like the Star Wars thing. Like, oh, we have to use everything has to be done a million times. Like, it's okay to just do new things. It's fine.
But it's okay. You can blame that one actor that played Han Solo for ruining the Solo movies because recasting's bad now, apparently.
Yeah, it's like...
I do think that because did you read that full article?
No, I kind of saw the headline and went, I don't have the mental fortitude for that shit today.
I did because I am...
masochist.
And I will be honest that taking that as the headline from the whole thing, I feel was a little dishonest.
That makes sense.
The article is not really about that. It is a casual thing that is idly mentioned, and I think it is a thing, but it's more like it's part of a bunch of other stuff that I think it's given undue importance.
Emmerich did a good job, I think, as well. And yes, Janner, these are Battlefleet Gothic models.
They are.
They are tiny, tiny babies.
Tiny ships. Okay, right. Let's whilst that's properly drying, let's do another little thing that needs to be done on all of them, and put some blue up all of their buttholes.
Good. So you going for engines ignited sort of style?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did it a little bit on this. Cool. Just a little smidge.
Has anyone watched the first episode of season 3 of the Orville? No.
No. Oh shit! Yeah, is that out today? I think.
I can't look at Seth MacFarlane without feeling some sort of incandescent rage.
You want to know what will really mess you up if you watch the Orville?
It's a good show.
It's a good show, and he's charismatic and likable in it.
Yeah, it's not gonna. No.
Yeah,
like it.
It shocked me.
Yeah, fair.
Oh, it's actually on Disney Plus. Oh, okay, excellent. I'll get around to that. And thank you, Hypnodisc, for gifting a sub. That's very generous of you.
Yes, enjoy your sub, Steel Wolf 171.
Oh, thank you, Pudlord. I don't know if I actually said thank you to Pudlord for the resub.
What did I say? Oh yeah, on Disney Plus because I was watching Bad Batch. The full Monty's on there.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird
like,
shit.
You know when you spot something, you're just like, and your brain takes a second to like.
Yeah. To speak about the Orville. So one, let me be incredibly aggravated by. I'm like, fuck, I hate it that like. So, like I say, Seth MacFarlane's character is starts off a bit of an annoying arsehole, but that's like...
Oh, like Seth MacFarlane.
But that's intentional, and he becomes less of an arsehole as it's going on, as intentional character development.
Man, it always feels like the guy that like was constantly screaming to at least get an extra shot in Star Trek knows what he's doing.
Oh, yeah. It reaches a point towards the end where it is straight up just, what if Star Trek told one joke that was written by an actual comedy writer per episode, but the rest of it was just an episode of TNG. It's really peculiar at times, and sometimes there's just like a whole episode goes past and you go, there wasn't really any jokes in this one, it was just Star Trek. The first few episodes, the first like series is a bit rough because they never really find a good balance between the comedy and being Star Trek, but in season 2 they do kind of find it. The very second episode of the show is when they first decide to go, we're going to talk about gender, and you're like, Seth MacFarlane, please do not talk about gender. Oh like, my god.
Every muscle in your body tenses.
I clenched everything, and you know what? it's pretty baby's first gender, how it talks about it. But
that's, you know...
I think that it's talking to an audience that needs that. And I think that though it wasn't perfect, I felt its heart was in the right place. But I am a cis guy, so so if you feel differently, I am not going to argue with you.
Module says that you're off to a flying start.
I am, yes, many ships. I have not started on yours yet, I'm afraid. I was starting with the ones that were already like pre-made, so I can get my head around things before diving into ones where I have to make decisions.
Yeah, avoid making choices as much as possible.
But yeah, anyway, awful, quite good. Genuinely, I really enjoy it. I'll be watching the start of episode 3. And also, Hypnodisc, Owl House, fucking great. I need to catch up with the handful of episodes that have been released since I last watched. Really, really good. Although I'm just going to go and oh fuck, I need to get something.
A drink.
I will do. I'd forgotten the paint I needed. I need my blue.
Oh, you're blue. So hi everyone. I was, inundated with Transformers today to a level that I cannot adequately describe, and I'm still shell shocked that it all came in at the same fucking time because of that one holiday. Do you know what's great about the Ultra Magnus that I got? Other than that, it came with a tub of Play-Doh with some Energon cubes in it.
Ah, so it's the Netflix special.
Yeah.
One. Okay.
If it's in trailer mode, like the part of the body is, like the Magnus armor parts, the head's just in there and you can see it. I'm just like looking through the supports. I'm like, yep, there's Magnus's head.
Hey, Magnus.
Yep. However, it does make a pretty solid trailer that I could use to stand other figures on, and White Magnus looks pretty good because it turns out that you can shift the arse end of the cab, the front of the cab that's on his arse, you can actually shift it up. It's on a rail.
Yeah. It's that very weird mechanism from what I
remember.
Very.
It's nerve-wracking.
The Boys season 3 is very good, but oh gosh, big old content warning. I really liked season 2 of The Boys, but it is also a show that is, you basically have to just say content warning everything.
Yeah.
I've heard the so far the third season is a bit, maybe not, it might be returning to like season 1's, not quite, like being a bit mixed with its messaging. Because season 2 was pretty good for that, but season 1 was a bit ropey.
Why does Ultra Magnus sound like a certain big red Primarch has gone Super Saiyan? Because Magnus is a term that's used quite often. First CX has been called whatever.
Oh yeah, I was saying about ye old hotlink.
Yes, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Fucking sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So he turns into a Tetrajet.
Yes. Cybertronian jet mode.
Yeah, and it's really weird how like you've got like a conventional looking Seeker. Mm-hmm. So he looks like, your conventional Starscream or Thundercloud.
Yeah.
Skywarp. But then turns into a Tetrajet, which is like completely different shape because it's all on the back of him.
He's a bit of a shell former.
He is Earthrise RC, but
is he that bad? Does he wear it better at least?
He does wear it better.
Is it? Oh boy, Earthrise RC, you got a rough fucking time of it.
Do you want to know how rough Earthrise RC is? The new RC that's coming out is based on the Thrilling 30 RC, not Earthrise RC.
So they went back a generation or so?
Basically, yep.
Oof. That's a damning indictment.
The reason is apparently due to parts count is the actual reason for it, but...
Well, you also probably couldn't improve that one, so yeah. Well, The Boys was based on a comic by Garth Ennis, who's a comic book version of a Shock Jock. Did I say that already? Probably. Sorry.
No, but yeah, it's very true. Like I say, The Boys Season 2, it has an episode that opens with, I think, the best illustration for someone who's not aware of it, how stochastic terrorism works.
Oh boy.
Of watching someone getting slowly radicalized by everything that they are consuming until they take action. And whilst technically the people who have been inciting them didn't actually specifically tell them to do it. Really, really well done. And there's an episode that opens with a man in an American flag having sex with a Nazi while the title drops, and it's like, yep, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, I know authors that use
subtext, and they're
subtext,
cowards.
and they are cowards. I have a policy of not reading out things that people just say, can you say?
Yep, sorry.
Because 90% of the time, people are being dicks. 90% of the time, people are being dicks.
Will you get Thunderhawks paint on stream? Do you have any idea how small Thunderhawks are? in BFG, they are minuscule little babies.
Unless you're talking about the aeronautical ones.
Well, yeah, but, you know.
Or a Forge World one.
But I wouldn't want to paint a Forge World one.
No,
Honestly.
it's like the thing, you know, like, oh, you could get a, would you want to get like a Titan? And I'm like, honestly, no.
I feel like that
never-
stops being fun after a while.
I would just never get around to even that. Just like a little, just a little bit of like blue on the back just helps the back kind of pop a little bit. Okay, all right. Let's do another coat of bone. Two thin coats. Oh, man, don't fucking work over black all the time.
I don't think anyone's going to start judging you for your fucking painting style. It's fine. Because you could make them have an aneurysm with how you paint as it is.
Oh, yeah. And the most important thing, I don't care.
Yup. That is the most important thing.
Oh, speaking of which, I will, when these are done, I will be starting production on the first of the non-scheduled occasional painting log videos. That will be going on the main channel rather than my side channel. Because I feel like the rebranding to Transformers shit, it would just become even more confusing and backwards if I start, like,
And the paint logs there.
doing that there again as well.
But it's connected to videos that are on your other channel already. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's connected to things on the main channel, and I'm like, you know what? It makes sense to just do them as...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you.
Just felt like it would be sensible, plus, like... It makes sense to, keep more stuff on the main channel wherever possible.
Get that fucking hashtag content for that fucking algorithm.
I really want to get to 50k subs this year.
Yeah.
It's been really slow recently. Like, it's not me complaining. Well, it is me complaining, but, it's not like... I
Mate,
don't
it's
do
your channel,
anything about it. It's just...
You put the work in, and sometimes it just feels like you're treading water. I get it.
Yeah, it's been a bit slow recently, and it's a bit disheartening because all the systems are geared to make you like judge your ability by the numbers, and it's hard to not think like that. But
yeah,
it is what it is. But yeah, it's been a bit slow this year, honestly. So whatever we can do to try and mitigate that. I mean, strictly speaking, what we could do to mitigate that is to not make videos about fucking gobbledygook, but, you know, we are who we are.
Yeah, if you just started doing tier lists every week. Or pointing out how, I don't know, 40k's become woke or something.
Woke hammer.
Oh god, I just remembered about that guy, thanks.
Oh, I don't even know what
A
we're talking
long
about.
time ago, someone gave us a heads up about like a fucking commission mini painter that went off the deep end.
Oh shit, no, yeah, I remember you talking about, yeah.
But too woke and there's too many feminists in it. Just go away.
Just please stop. You're very tedious beyond
Go
anything else.
away. You're loud and obnoxious, and if the hobby's being ruined by people in it, other people in it, then maybe you didn't like it as much as you thought you did.
Like, hey, you know the thing when, like, if you really enjoy a thing,
Burb, Harkness is dead, I killed him. Just went hunting one day.
but you found him out in the woods.
Yeah. Turns out 6.5 Swiss ammunition still took a few rounds to get him, but I got it, it's fine. The pelt wasn't too damaged.
I mean, getting
Greasy
all the sweat offered like a
Oh yeah.
a kind of
It still sweats
a
to
sort
this day.
yeah, that's the thing. It's the problem with hunting a Hercules.
To get your subscribers up, you have to be a twat. Kinda.
Nah, like I know why. I know the way we make stuff isn't very algorithmically friendly. We really need to put we need to put more stuff out and more of the same kind of thing. But like I get really bored doing the same thing all the time.
Modhail, if I could tell you I would, but it was years ago now. I do not remember. Oh, thank you, Modhail. I was quite happy with the little voiceovers I did for that video.
I was quite happy with how Gobbledygook's voice, because I just pitched mine up by like 3 semitones. You can't tell it. It doesn't sound anything like me.
Yeah, it was great.
Like that whole video was like a lot of like pitching people up and down to various bits and pieces. Like the initial plan was I was gonna try and grab a load of different people to do all the different voice acting, but like as the deadline got closer, and I was like, I don't have the spoons to be chasing
time
around.
For Longfang and some down pitching.
Yeah. Well, I can just yell at you, and you know.
I mean, you don't really have to. You just kind of come in and, hey, could you just do this? I'm like, yeah,
And you
okay.
go, yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
But you know how it is. Like when you're doing like a thing like that, everyone's got their own schedules, and the more people you add to it, the more chances you're adding to have something that's going to take a little longer. And when you're already on a tight schedule, like, yeah, no, I don't have the brain space to be doing that. Would have guessed Snipe before Whip was the voice of Gobbledygook, to be honest. Well, that suggests that what I did worked correctly.
I think Snipe was the goblin that was refereeing the headbutting match.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was also the orc.
Yep.
Just going.
Oh, that reminds me, new meme format just dropped because of that.
Oh yes.
Let me go and find it.
I am glad that there wasn't much. I've only had like one person being fucking weird about
Yeah.
the thing, and it was like, okay, good.
You're virtue signaling by saying that the last 4 letters of that word can be a slur. It's like they are using it as a nickname. It's kind of fucky.
Oh. Gobbledygook, you gotta come.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Shanus. Thank you very much. That's very generous of you.
Any thanks.
Thank you. Yeah,
there's your new meme format. Everyone enjoy.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things. I knew at least someone would get weird about it, but it's like, because the only reason we brought it up was because it was like, well, I mean,
they're saying it a lot.
Because it's like, you know what? If it didn't appear all over the strip, I wouldn't have mentioned anything. But like, we were changing quotes in order to like not say it out loud, so it felt like it was necessary to mention it.
Yeah.
And also the fact that, you know, you would be seeing it all over the place on the comic. And, like, I felt like it bared mention to say, oh, by the way, if you are looking at this and going, holy shit, why are they not mentioning that there is a fucking slur in all over this goddamn comic?
Yeah.
Someone did actually mention apparently there was a thing in one of the old White Dwarfs where they had to apologise because somebody in one of the articles used it. Because it's not got the same kind of play in the UK, and they were
if you're curious, it's a slur that American soldiers used a lot in Vietnam.
Yeah. So he just thought it meant like it was just a generic term for like enemy, like.
Ross, give me a second. I don't want to interrupt, Matt.
Yeah, like it was just like a random word that you'd say like, oh, we've got like I don't know, like Charlie's, whatever.
Yeah. Charlie's and Tangos make more sense.
Yeah, like it was something akin to that, where it's just a generic word that sometimes is used to mean an enemy you've got like there. And then I had to apologise, going, no, we found out actually it's a racial slur. Okay.
Ross, what do you mean Alpha's Abomination Harkness is a different person? They're two separate entities.
Yeah.
Was used for the Japanese in World War II as well. Ah, right, okay.
Oh yeah, I was like looking it up because I wanted to know, like,
I think it was more a Vietnam thing. I didn't know it went back that far, but that makes sense.
It's one of those words where they're not 100% sure where it came from,
Yeah, because it is a weird one.
Yeah, it seems to be like a bastardization of a real word, and it's a little bit up in the air as to where it originally came from.
Yeah, it's generally just slur for Asian. Yeah.
Not used as much nowadays, but I mean, good. It is good when a slur falls out of use, but. Oh, I should probably mention that I did. These things were originally magnetized to their bases, but I actually decided to remove the magnets and just firmly pin them on there instead. Because it was too much play in them, and it meant that you weren't really getting the use out of these like markers on them, because these like custom bases mean that you can see what the arc on things is. Like if it can fire from the front arc, then you can see it fires from these two here. But you couldn't really do that if they were magnetized, because they were constantly spinning around. So I was like, you know what? They're not. If they're metal, that's one thing, because because if they were the old style bases, because those can snap so easily, whereas these are made out of the same material as that, and it's really light. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to pin them on there. Yeah.
Did you send the magnets to Longfang so you could give Ultra Magnus some Ultra Magnets? He doesn't need any. He's a big lad himself. He's powerful as is.
He is a.
I think giving him more magnets would just be like, giving a caveman a bazooka. It's just going to be a bad time for everyone.
Yeah. Although what you should give him is a very tiny blanket to put over his head.
Yes.
Like in the show.
Yes. Kind of want to do that, honestly.
It was such a weird thing they did.
It was a weird choice. It looked cool, but the reasoning for it was so bad.
I love it how. So if you don't know, in the Wolf Cybertron Netflix show, at one point Ultra Magnus, a very distinctive character, like in terms of his silhouette.
Has two big fuck off towers on his shoulders.
Like it's obscene. And then he's like, he puts a cloth over himself, like a tea towel, basically.
A cloak.
Yeah, to disguise himself. And then no one knows it's him until he takes it off, and it's like, my dudes, everyone can see it's Ultra Magnus. Like,
the two big towers are still there.
He is the only character with that. Like, we know it's him. I don't even really think Ultra Magnus gets, like, is there... There's not really, like, a consistent repaint of him or anything that's like...
No.
Like, if anything, he's the character that is the repaint.
Yeah,
occasionally.
Honestly, Soup, yeah, pretty much that. Let me find it. No. Oh, Jesus Christ, people actually make the cloak.
Of course they do.
Oh, it's worse than I remembered. It doesn't even cover his shoulders.
Yeah.
I thought the towers, like, it went over his shoulders and arms, and the towers were ripped through it. No.
No, that would be a thing that makes more sense. Starting to think the Netflix show wasn't very good.
Magnus, why? Yeah, it wasn't that great.
After I cast shade at it, someone in the comments, one of my Transformers videos, did say it's the best thing to happen to Transformers, and I'm like, well, we can agree to disagree, good sir.
Yeah, there you go, folks. I just noticed the URL for that as Siege Episode 2 Mysterious Cloaked Figure. Who could it be?
Yeah.
For some reason, it's a tiny image, and I apologise.
If it's off TF Wiki, they intentionally use small images to try and avoid getting copyright issues, because it
makes sense.
It's even more of a, like, this is a fair use thing. It is for demonstrative purposes only, so it doesn't need to be high res.
Oh, fair.
It actually notes it on their image page. When you look at their image pages, it like says that.
Yeah, who could that be? My guess is Bumblebee. Yep. It would have been more... You know what would have actually made a lot more sense? If he went in there without the Magnus armor on. And he just looked like a white Optimus.
Yeah, that would have actually been really sensible.
It would have looked kind of cool.
I actually kind of think a thing in real history, Richard the Lionheart tried to escape from captivity in France, but he got rumbled when he refused to take off his royal signet ring. Yeah, it would be like that if his royal signet ring was 3 feet high and he had 2 of them and each was strapped to his shoulder. It's a very weird bit of the show where you're just like,
It's like, I get what you're going for, but this would have worked better with any other character.
Like, literally any other one. There are so many characters who have... It could have been like Smokescreen, because there's like 3 other characters that share his exact body type.
I'm Optimus White, the White, and I come to you now at the turn of the tide. Yeah.
Okay, let's put these ones to the side and let's concentrate on getting these Cobras done.
Soup just fucking nailed it. If he pocket dimensioned his armor, so when he pulls the cloak off, he does an anime hero suit up thing. Instantly 100 times better.
I mean, that's the thing. The War for Cybertron show was scared of anything that would make it appear like a good show. So it's one of those things where it's like, it feels really weird because I'm like, the toy line, fucking great. Like,
yeah.
And I know, like, there's a lot of people who, like, you know, they've got their issues with the War for Cybertron line and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but
too much G1, etc., etc.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, I understand. But as someone who's, like, you know, only just come back into it, it's cool to have all of these, like...
And me, who's just came into it for the first time.
Yeah, like getting these G1 accurate versions of characters, because I'm like, oh yeah, I really want this. Like, you know, being able to get like a Tetrajet, like, that's actually good. Like, that's a rarity.
Yes, the Rogue Trader game model. I did hear about it. I haven't looked anything up, honestly.
Yeah, CPRG. CPRG. CRPG.
I knew what you meant. Like, it actually translated it in my head, and I knew what you meant.
That was a moment where I was just like, wait.
Yeah.
But
oh good, my fucking my Etsy's just full of lightsabers again. Good.
It's just screwing with you at this point.
It really is. Oh damn it! Someone made a hilt that looks like Aragorn's sword. Mm-mm.
That is targeted harassment. You can report them for that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it's a 3D print though, which is like.
The 3D printing is so wild. It's the terms of quality of individual things is so all over the place.
Totally. It's like, I get it. That's a display piece. It's not a, lightsaber like I've got here. That's fucking aircraft grade aluminium.
Yeah.
But I'd still want to fucking. I'd still want to swing it around, and if
you want to swing it around and go.
I don't have to. It has sound.
Oh yeah, you want to, yeah.
Yeah. Mine has smooth swing, so depending on how hard you actually swing it, it makes a different sound.
That's really cool.
Makes a different boom. What else is going on? Oh, how is your Star Wars 5e character? Please don't start screaming.
I've been busy.
Okay. I was waiting for just the incoherent screaming.
Yeah. It's typical. That one time I actually know exactly what I'm doing with a character, and I'm just like, I keep messing up the actual building of them. Ah!
Oh, mate, bless you.
Sorry for being a little off screen there. I was getting very close.
That reminds me, I need to fix something on mine.
Did their leg fall off?
Yes, my RPG character's leg fell off. It's a very unfortunate accident.
In fairness, you say that, but my character's leg did literally fall off.
For those who don't know, Webb is playing as a Trandoshan who has lost a leg at some point and it's growing back.
Both his legs. It's not growing back. It's an issue.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Oh yeah, Trandoshans grow back limbs pretty quickly, normally.
Oh yeah. I knew that. I meant the way you said it there, as if his legs are just refusing to grow back.
Yeah, no, they are just gone.
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
He's a little older, but it shouldn't be happening. My explanation is just it was a fucking weird weapon that cut him off. That's screwed with his healing ability.
Hello there, Navi Ocean, and like a Dooku-style dueling saber with the curved hilt that looks like the weapon on Razor off Robot Wars. Oh, okay, I get you.
You know what was the nicest bit of character growth with Robot Wars? Is that the people who made Razor were a little bit...
Were they shitty?
They took things a little too seriously occasionally, like in the old show.
Oh, okay.
Not like too bad. It's obviously, it's fine. But like they took it maybe a smidge too seriously at times.
Okay.
But then and they mellowed by the end. But then when they came back for the rebooted stuff,
were they arseholes again?
They were completely chill. Like didn't give a fuck. It was great.
Okay, good.
Oh wow, that's. Why is this music now so loud?
Oh, doing that. And yes, your Drando did pick up a friend along the way.
Yes. Also, hey, Holly. Maybe my legs were the friends I made along the way.
Jesus. No, don't like that at all.
No, I don't like it. I already regret it.
Here we go. I'm just the engines on these are a little bit simpler. I don't know how well you can see that. Yes, that is
yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. Hypnodisc, yeah. Shouldn't be surprised that you're the one that said that, considering your name is Hypnodisc. Yeah, man. I like Robot Wars. It's great.
Isn't it just nice to have something that's just not shitty?
I do enjoy it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's just,
Time to use my Retributor armor
The thing that I have like 8 bottles of because it came with the first issue of fucking Conquest.
Oh yeah,
and I bought several issues of it.
I'm hoping they'll do the Sith Inquisitor lightsaber copter thing in live action and have it look exactly as goofy as in Rebels. There's a morbid part of me that does want that.
I feel that at some point there was a high-level meeting as to whether they can do it.
I know Respawn were like, we don't want to put that in the game in Fallen Order, but one of them jumps and it's kind of spinning for a second. That's all you're getting. Fuck you.
It is very, very silly.
Oh, it's the fact that they're like actually flying with it rather than like a slow fall thing. If it was a slow fall thing, it would still be weird, but I could live with it. I mean, they did the hand wavium on it. It's like, oh yeah, the lightsaber has repulsors built in. It's like, okay, fine. Still looks dopey as shit, but then again, they are space fascists.
I do appreciate that so many of the space fascist helmets range from like, oh, that's pretty cool, to like, you dopey motherfucker.
Yup. Looking at you, viewers.
Because these are so small. These are so small. I mean, that's these little bits of gold are the only actual gold that's going to be on these ones. They're going to be nice and simple in that regard.
Wait, Disney Plus only has in Finland only has season 1 and 2 of Rebels. That's fucking weird. I think it's time to get a VPN, buddy.
Yeah, Rebels got really good. Like I've said, I think the way I've put it is that Rebels never gets as good as the Clone Wars, but it is more consistently good than the Clone Wars.
It's those last few episodes, though. Oh man, those last few episodes of Rebels.
Like I think that's the thing. Like it feels like it was more consistent across its entire run, whereas like you have to give the caveats with Clone Wars of being like, yeah, the first season or so, it's not bad. It's not bad. You will still enjoy it, but like you will spend the first season going, is this the show everyone's talking about? Like it's fine, but like.
Did you like the last few or not? The last few episodes of Rebels, they were great.
Yeah. It's got big puppies in it. I'm okay. Yeah, I really like Rebels. Good show.
It is.
We do not speak of Resistance.
Still haven't watched it.
Don't.
Fair.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
How many more times are you going to say that?
It's fine. It's fine.
I just think maybe it's one of those like, yeah, the Resistance just wasn't made for us. It's fine.
It is a lot younger skewed.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, did you know that Fantasy Flight Games cancelled all their RPGs?
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
So I know they lost the license to a couple of them, but
because I was like, why does the Star Wars RPGs say out of print on a Fantasy Flight site? And I did see an article saying that they were just focusing on card-based stuff instead.
Okay.
They set up a separate RPG studio.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a
When I think of Fantasy Flight, despite all the other things they've done, the thing I always think of is their ridiculous Game of Thrones board game they made. I remember playing it.
It took you like 3 weeks to learn how to fucking play it.
Oh, it's obscene.
There we go. Sorry, in February 2020, Fantasy Flight Games discontinued their RPG lines to focus on board, card, and miniature games. So they moved all their RPGs over to Edge Entertainment, which is apparently an RPG studio they have.
Okay.
Fair enough, I guess.
Finland isn't getting season 3 of the Orville on Disney Plus either. What the fuck?
Licensing issues are a thing.
Well, as licensing, or as Agamemnon said, there better not be some kind of subtitling issue. That would be interesting.
It's one of the things that you don't really see like mentioned very often, because obviously the like Anglo-centric nature of the internet means that like
Yeah.
most stuff ends up being like.
Could you say Anglo-centric in more of an angry way, as if like it's a douchebag trying to complain about the wokes?
Anglophobia is real.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. Perfect. Thank you.
Sort of fucking thing on Twitter, and it's like, oh yes, in the whenever Scotland does its independence referendum thing again, oh they're
I
going to be
don't know when
careful.
we're fucking having one.
They're going to be careful to make sure that there's no anti-English slurs, and I'm like, oh fuck.
I get fucked.
Like, I'm not being funny, but like, if you say something that is insulting towards the English and you're Scottish, I mean, A, that's just any given day, like, we accept this. And also, but also, like, one of the things that makes slurs actually bad is that they carry, like there's like an inherent, like, oppressive nature to them.
Yeah.
You can't oppress the English.
Yeah.
Unless you're in Westminster, of course.
Then it's kind of your job.
Yeah, and that's just what they do. And I remember when I read that, and I was like, I want to know what they are. I want to know what these slurs are. I want to hear them.
I don't know any.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was like, legit. It's like legit.
I could call them assassinic, but that doesn't fucking mean anything to anyone anymore. That's an old fucking term.
That was the thing. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, well, my best friend is Scottish, and he has not been sharing with me his favourite slurs for my kind.
Yeah, I mean, I just call you an English cunt.
Yeah, and that's fine. And fair.
English is enough of a fucking insult in there.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, it's just one of those things I was just reading it and like going, what the fuck? I read the whole article because I was like, what conceivably could they be saying?
It was actually, admittedly, a bit of a misleading thing, because it was more saying...
Palmy bastard or palmy prick is like, that's a fucking twee one. Yeah, that's old. No one uses that.
The Australians still do.
Well, yes. Maybe it is more of an Australian thing than
Yeah,
that
I've
one.
only ever heard Australians say it.
Yeah, the slurs for English people are just the normal swears. Yeah. Yeah. It's just, we Scots say it in such a way that it freaks them out more. They feel threatened by the fact that it's a Scottish person and they think we're all criminals. Or drug dealers or drug addicts.
I mean...
What? What?
I'm not going to say a single word.
Goddamn right, I'm not going to say anything.
But yeah, no, it was just one of those things I was just sitting there going like, please tell me what it is they're not supposed to say. I genuinely want to know.
Yeah. I would love if they actually did come up with something that apparently we say, and I'm like, what? Hey, so do you want to guess the price on the core rulebook for Star Wars Force and Destiny role-playing game?
Like 50 quid or something?
65!
Oof, okay.
What the fuck?
RPG.
I hate it when Dad and Dad are fighting. No, we're not fighting. We swear at each other all the time. Well, I swear at him.
Yeah, that's how our relationship works.
Yeah. Webb's the sub.
Just letting that sit,
Yeah. £40 would be the reason. Like, if I think of an RPG core book, I would think £30 to £40. Yeah. Nope.
I suppose the thing is like, yeah, RPG books, because they're like quite complicated and large, but also may not necessarily be printed in the highest amounts.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's maybe just like they don't do big runs of them.
It sort of puts it into the realm of like, these are the most expensive ways to print books.
It's like in older editions of D&D and Warhammer, their instinctive evolutionary enmities or fears that are just a reflex. Scots and English have that. Yeah. I can lend you all the Edge of the Empire books in Minecraft. I've got them all in Minecraft. Yeah. I might have them in Minecraft as well, I'm not gonna lie.
I have an awful lot of things in Minecraft, just like we put up the entirety of Gobbledygook in Minecraft.
Yep.
I need to respond to a person actually because they sent me an email that was basically like, "Hey, so this might be a bit weird, but I kind of maybe sort of accidentally doxed Bill Cedric, maybe."
What? Oh Jesus!
So if you want to find him, I might know where.
I don't like that. All sorts of feelings about that one.
It was all publicly available information.
Okay.
They didn't do it. Like I'm exaggerating for comedic effect. It was more just
okay. That's fine then.
They found out like information that was kind of like hidden, although it's based a little bit too much on some on conjecture to really be something like to really.
Yeah, I get you.
Like maybe found what happened to him.
I just hope he's okay. You know?
Yeah.
Just like to know he's doing well. Maybe what else he got up to.
Yeah, that's the thing. When someone's done something for so long, you kind of just want to know if they ever carried on. Like, did he do more comics or whatever?
Well, Jill, I think Webb has all the physical BFG books at this point, don't you?
We are missing.
Oh,
I believe. Which I've forgotten what it's called. It's the one that's based around like boarding other ships and like combining it with like 40k and stuff.
Oh Jesus. That sounds like one of those ones. It's great for research. Jesus Christ, I'm not doing that.
I do have a PDF of it, but
you'd rather have the real thing.
Yeah.
Fun fact: that's kind of a general rule of the Snipe and Web Codex compliant videos. Try and have the physical thing if you can.
Yes.
Invasion. Yeah.
But yeah,
actually, I'll be honest. I prefer Invadian. Oh, Invasion was a US release, apparently.
It's something I looked into enough to see that there were these different things released. I think it's like there's obviously like the magazines and stuff that have come out that I don't have.
Yeah.
But apart from that, like we've got Armada and Warpstorm and the main rulebook. So, which I think it's those and Invasion like the main releases, I think.
Yeah.
But again, I have not looked much into it. The fact that I am painting ships shows the extreme. This is the current depth of my knowledge, and that I have looked a bit at the rulebook and gone, "Oh, so that's how that kind of works."
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hey, thanks Windows Update for popping up to say that I need to have a restart. Always enjoy that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Also like this message here that says my PC doesn't currently meet the minimum requirements to run Windows 11. I'm sorry.
How about you get fucked?
How does it not? Like, I have a reasonably beefy rig.
I think this is more of a damning indictment on Windows 11 than your computer.
Yeah.
There's also an annual that has a space room. Okay. Invadian sounds like the title of an amazing hidden dem shoot 'em up for the Atari 2600. I get that.
Yeah, just wanted to check before I said anything out my arse here. Yeah, I've got an AMD Ryzen 7 5800X processor, 32 gigs of RAM, and a 1660 Ti graphics card.
Yeah, you should be fine to run an operating system.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, what the fuck does Windows 11 do if it needs more than that?
You don't want to know.
Wait, mine only can't run Windows 11 because it's missing some security chip in the motherboard. What the
weird.
fuck?
Hey, with Knockbang. Barton is giving a review of the song Lobsters, who called it the most depressing piece of scar he ever heard, in a good way. Okay. Fair.
Yeah, yep, good.
Went to a weird church and a swimming pool and a stripper pole.
Well, that sounds like the kind of church I can get behind.
Yeah, fair.
I don't think there's anything else I really want to pick out in silver on this. I just want to pick out the little gun barrel at the front, but like, I don't know if anything else really needs it.
Hey, chat, is the stream running okay for you guys?
Ooh.
I'm getting buffering occasionally, and I'm just like, this is odd. No TPU chip, no Windows 11. Oh dear, what a pity.
It did have a little bit of a wobble.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, on my end. So maybe it was probably just that.
Maybe. Because I figured it was like, that's why I went and checked Windows Update to make sure it wasn't trying to fucking download something right now.
Just stream being stream.
Buffering occasionally. Okay, yeah, that might have been just a little hiccup that we've had then. Speaking of ska, I've recently listened to a band called Bite Me Bambi, and they're very like the fun kind of cheesy.
Okay. What were we talking about? Like, can you give me a band that they sound kind of like? Because
Resolution dropping to try and prevent buffering semi-successfully seems restored now. Okay, might be worse as Pat said, and that's fine. It's just my job to keep an eye on these things.
If it starts,
Like, because I can obviously see if things start getting a bit shady.
Yeah.
So I'll just restart the stream and fiddle with some stuff if it's fucking.
Well, yeah, you can see it, but sometimes it's Twitch, you can't.
This is true. It's
Yeah.
fucking. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. Anyway, gonna go for a quick cigarette. I'll be right back. Be nice to web, everyone.
be nice to me. I'm small and easily hurt. I do need to patch up a little bit around that gold. Got a little bit onto the green. Almost like I'm painting very small things. Okay, so
'90s Scarpuck filtered through a teen skater demographic. So like Mill and Colin when they were a ska band?
which one's the one I was? There we go.
Painted most of the Third Ed War boss today. Oh, the one who's like holding out an axe kind of sideways. Because I've always liked that model. Can I go for the link? It's probably easy. I can't really look at it right now because I'm in a slightly awkward position with my keyboard and stuff. Plus, I won't be able to listen to it because you'd all hear it, and Twitch would get mad at us. But I'll look them up afterwards. I'll remember the name.
Because I am trying to listen to more music that's I haven't listened to before these days. I listened to Jer's debut album the other day, actually, which is the individual who does Scartoon Network. Did a solo album, and it's really, really good. I can definitely recommend it if you like the Scar stuff. Painting it right on the edge of the frame, even though I set up the whole thing so that I would not do things like that, but you know what? That's just how things go. That's one with the twin guns back. Yeah, no, that is I always like that model. Looks really good. It was released around the same time as the first White Dwarf I ever bought, and it's one of the things that's like advertised in it, so I have a bit of a soft spot for it. Well, I've never had one, strangely. But then I was very rare that I actually ran my Orc army with war bosses anyway. I was always more of a used mechs and things instead for my HQ choices. But I know it's not every edition that you can do that. Some of them you can't. I think you required at least a war boss. Oh, wow, I completely didn't notice that I completely made a bright mess under there. Didn't notice. Warboss is, if I remember correctly, the first model to come on a 40mm round base. I believe you may be right. Because yes, once upon a time, it was, when it came to round bases, it was 25mm or nothing. Anything that needed a bigger base had to go on some kind of square or rectangular one. I believe Dreadnoughts were still on the square bases at that point. Get this done, and then though I'm not doing proper edge highlighting on anything, I am doing a little bit of edging on the big prows. So I'll just put a little bit on these just to make them pop a little bit. And I'll tidy up the underside, because I've obviously caught it in a few places where I did not intend.
I return.
Welcome back, my friend.
Thank you, friend. How are we doing?
All is well. I am very close to finishing these cobras.
Good.
If I had the energy and I wouldn't just blow everyone's ears out, that would have been a good time to just say I've nearly finished these and then say Cobra like I was Cobra Commander.
I mean, fair, but
might just eviscerate everyone's eardrums.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the one that's a bit narked.
Yeah, you can go back to Bullying Web now. It's fine. Random question just came to mind there. You were having a nice little fucking heat wave for a while there. Is it still bad over your way?
It's fine.
Yeah, because it's hit us here now and it sucks.
Yeah, our flat is always warm, so
yeah.
you know, we're always going to be a bit warmer, but
yeah,
it's kind of okay right now.
Fair enough.
Like I'm sitting here with two lights pointed directly at me, and I'm not.
Fair point.
Yeah. Speaking of gobbledygook video, is Spotty Herbert an Anglophobic slur?
You know what? That might be the one. I don't think I did.
It's like, oh man, you're so English. You're a white dwarf subscriber. Like...
Thank you. I'll have a look at that. And I'll also, the term Spotty Herbert is a slight against my gamer heritage. Everything about that was painful.
It's quite funny because, like, on the one hand, wargamers, indeed gamers in general, need to learn to stop taking themselves too seriously all of the time.
Yeah, honestly, the Spotty Herbert Spotty Herberts all believe they're war heroes is really kind of on point.
But at the same time, if you're trying to win over an audience that doesn't like you already,
not the best way of fucking doing it.
Not a good way of doing it. Like it's like, look, if you want to just antagonize these people, then fine, I approve. But also, maybe dial it down a bit if you want them to actually like you.
It's the touch. I get the distinct impression that at the time of that era of White Dwarf, when it was still a wee bit punk and zine-like, they didn't give a fuck. Because otherwise they just wouldn't have printed that fucking artist rebuttal.
I just want you to know that the lo-fi beats that we're listening to it's actually a stream, so this is a stream in a stream.
Oh god.
You know, to make things just much more complicated. And it's got a chat thing going on, and you know that there's a lot of cheap sex streamer recommends going on?
Yeah, spam bots are everywhere. We can never escape them.
This is just the life that we...
Yep.
The world we all live in and we all just have to deal with.
Yep.
I've also got exhausted that I stayed up at the club till 2 a.m. Oh god, I've not stayed at a club till 2 a.m.
Oh Jesus, yeah, no, I'm too old for that shit now. Nope. No, thank you.
Threw my partner off an inflatable alligator into a swimming pool. Well, that sounds like a good evening.
Yes. New Land Raider has been leaked on Taka Taka. Oh, interesting. I'm not one for leaks because I'm just old. But yeah, cool.
Would I be assuming this is a Horus Heresy thing and it's one that looks like the Rogue Trader one?
Oh, web.
I mean, I've still got the Forge World one that I need to finish painting. So.
You mean the one that I bought you?
Yeah.
You dick.
You know how slow I am at painting.
I know. Also, it's a big lump. I don't blame you. It can't be the most fun thing to paint.
It suffers from I painted a big chunk of it and then had some painting issue go on and then stopped and then might have to repaint a large chunk of what I'd already painted. And so you're like,
Yep, it is the Horus Heresy Proteus, but there's now a model with an assault ramp as well.
Okay.
Fortunately, you've got the one that you could kill someone with because it's a block of resin.
Yeah.
So I guess that's better.
Although the plastic one will presumably have easier to assemble tracks because. Ooh.
Yeah, probably.
Although the one thing I am actually really excited by the Horus Heresy stuff is plastic Leviathan.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because I've already
got.
And
there's a plastic Spartan in the new box as well, which is fun.
The Spartan I am also interested by. But Snipe really wants a Leviathan, so you know.
Oh well, I mean, as a just a big chunky thing, it makes sense.
Yeah, and they hadn't made a Forge World Space Wolf one, so you know.
Yeah.
Getting a plastic one that you can then more easily turn into a Space Wolf one.
And you won't feel as bad about converting.
Yeah, and it's just going to be easier because you're not working with resin, so.
And hello there, hot armories.
Yes, hello.
McClunky, etc., etc. I kind of love that about George Lucas. He's like, no, put that line in. It's like, why? It's like, it makes me laugh. Fuck you. Like,
as I've said on many occasions, I find George Lucas as a creator both incredibly frustrating, but I can't help but respect him.
Yeah, same. Like when he's talking to fucking, oh god, what's his name, John Stewart. Like, so what planet does Obi-Wan come from? And George Lucas just goes, Stu John, there, just made it up there. Doesn't care, it's great. Oh, your surname is literally hot. I am sorry. You probably get the McClunky jokes and shit all the time. I apologize.
We exist in very nerdy spaces. It is understandable.
I do call my dad Jabba, though. Okay, fair.
Okay. I'm nearly done with the Cobras.
Oh, the Cobra! Yeah, that.
Not the most in-depth paint job or anything, because I'm really trying to get better with just not making a meal out of everything. Cause that's one of the reasons why I end up taking so long to paint certain things, because I just it becomes a big deal in my head, and it's really not. It's just little figures.
And you did make props for Star Wars as an intern. Ah, it's Nathan.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Very cool. Okay, once I've got this bit done, then I can just tidy up the black on the base.
You call your dad Jabba, does that make you the baby Hutt from the Clone Wars film? Oh god. Oh god.
I forget about the Clone Wars film.
Unfortunately, it was for episode 9. You still made props for Star Wars, fuck it.
Yeah.
And I've said many times, I'm not a fan of episode 9, but like, yeah, no, if I'd made props for it, I'd be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I would be very vocal about that. Like, hey guys, do you remember that one time this happened? And they'd be like, yes, we fucking know. And I'd be like, yeah.
Hey, now, let's not get into all the jokes about fucking wooden acting. I'm too old for this shit now.
I've never actually seen Hayden Christensen in anything else, so I don't know how.
I genuinely don't know.
All I know is that George Lucas is a notoriously terrible director of humans.
Yes, he's a good ideas man. He's not the best director.
Decent, okay at like doing like action scenes and stuff like that, but like if you actually need to have
or if you want someone to do a pod racing scene, for instance.
Pod racing scene is so fucking good.
He's the one you get to do that.
But two humans talking to each other like humans? Nah, less so.
And how do I put this? Back in the original trilogy days, the actors he was working with, because he was small time, still felt they could go, people don't fucking talk like this, George.
Let's go, George, no.
And I think at the point where he was doing episodes 1, 2, and 3, he was a big enough name that they were probably a little bit intimidated to be doing that.
The only people that really came off well out of that are people who were good enough, or at least experienced enough actors to just do their own thing.
Oh, Doom Sheridan is raiding with a party of 4. Hello, Raiders.
Oh, hello. Thank you for the raid.
Like, as far as I have heard, Ewan McGregor helped the kid that played Boba Fett more than, like, and coached him for his scenes more than Lucas did.
That does not surprise me. Oh yeah, speaking of which, one of the things I thought was very, very funny and this is as spoiler-free as possible from, I think it's episode 2 of Obi-Wan. I like how the character does like 57 flips and spins to get somewhere and still gets there late.
Yeah. Honestly.
Silly as shit.
Darksiders, man. Darksiders.
It's like, you would have been there on time had you not spent all this time front flipping.
The new Horus Heresy Rhino is £2 cheaper than the original Rhino. Yeah,
I forgot about the Rhino. Yeah, I was actually looking to pick up one of those because I've always liked those, and the 4-jaw ones were just always way too expensive to justify.
If memory serves, that's why I originally went to get you at Warhammer Fest. And they didn't have any in stock, so you got you the Land Raider instead.
Bless you. Ridiculous person.
Oh, I'm the worst. I had saved a bunch of money up and I wasn't spending any on myself, so I just went, fuck it.
Okay, there we go. A really simple paint scheme, but there we go. 3 Cobras are now complete. Don't know how much you can really pick up the detail on this
Mark Hamill told a joke about how Harrison Ford was going to get George Lucas 2 horns marked faster and more intense. Is that the correct style in Star Wars?
That does not surprise me. But yeah, so here we go. That's 3 more ships, and that goes with that one. So I have now painted 4 Battlefleet Gothic ships.
Raz!
That's a very small. It's not really a battle fleet.
It's a flotilla, I guess.
Yeah, they're all escorts. So
yeah, it's fine.
Even though that, I don't know, like these the Firestorm ones do not feel like escorts to me. But I think that's just because in my head, like they feel too big. I think it's because the prow just makes it scales them up a lot in my mind.
Yeah, I get you.
But yeah, okay, cool. Right, well, that was what that was like my initial plan to do to get those ones finished. So I'll carry on a little bit more. Though I will just go and quickly get myself a drink.
Are you just like, shit? Wait, this didn't take as long as I thought it was. Fuck. Okay.
Oh, I mean, I've got all these fucking things to carry on working on. Although I definitely won't finish any of these because these require a little bit more.
Bit more work.
Faff.
Yeah.
But still, it is showing that I am getting through these a lot quicker. Like the fact that I finished off those 3 and like, whilst also doing several things to all of these at the same time, you know.
Yeah, I just found the Rhino. It's £28.
Yeah, that's like, honestly, I mean, obviously it's still a lot of money in the grand scheme of things, but like.
Well, I mean, for £19 you can get Fafnir Ran, which is objectively one of the best Imperial Fist models I've ever seen in my life.
It's very cool. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go get myself a thing. So
yeah, no worries.
In one sec.
Let's see. Oh god, yes, it does have the old style pintle-mounted Stormbolter when it was just 2 bolt guns on the top. That makes me happy. And it can get a multi-miller? Huh. Interesting. Fun. I am way out of touch with 40k. Because I love it. I've got a tattoo. I've got a fucking Space Wolf tattoo, but sometimes you just need to you know, get away from it. Yeah, I noticed Agamemnon. It's interesting.
I return.
Welcome back.
And I am just going to stop the stream and restart it.
Okay.
Because I'm noticing a lot of issues.
What's
We're
your
back.
face, Adam? Oh, okay, good. Hey, what's wrong with Adam's face in that mod, the Horus Heresy model that they're showing on the GW site?
He's just got a case of flat face.
He really does.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like, I like it. I
Yeah,
think it's kind of, but it's but yeah, it's also a bit weird.
Yeah. The 40k Rhino is more expensive because you get everything for the Rhino and the Razorback in the same box. Makes sense.
Oh yeah, the extra sprue just comes with it now, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're old. We're old, man.
It's my confusion is because the one time I've bought a Rhino.
It was a Razorback kit, or was it in the Combat Patrol box or something?
No, it was a box from like 2003.
Yeah, fair. The only one that I got was, I don't remember what the name of the box was. I thought it was Combat Patrol, maybe it isn't, but it was just a Razorback plus like a tactical squad or a combat squad, 5-man one. Yeah, that was how I got it. So I always just thought of it as a Razorback.
I get that. That's weird.
Also, I'm old. Is everything okay?
Still getting frame drops apparently.
Oh.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Only played 2 or 3 games since the good old days of 5th edition. Oh god.
I've not played many games of 9th, I will admit.
Played 1 game of 8th. No, 2 with Web.
I liked 8th. It was flawed, but I liked it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, a Rhino with the version of the Minefield they used to put on tanks in World War II would be great.
Have you seen one of the? I can never fucking remember what its name is. The bigger
Heresy tank that's not the Spartan that they're also putting out in plastic.
Sakaran?
Yeah.
Maybe?
I hope
Yeah, they're fucking cool looking.
like the big fucking
Grill thing on the front of that is fucking ridiculous. Big
Oh, maybe
spikes.
I'm not thinking of the right thing there. Hold on. Oh, yes. No, the Kratos heavy assault tank
yes, that's the puppy.
with a huge dozer blade on it. Yep, okay.
Yeah, it's great.
That's nice. I like it. Yeah, Sharon, I get that. Free time, being an adult. I mean, I've heard it's difficult, but I'm still a man-child that lives like a hermit, so who knows? No, I don't want to see this through. I want to
I can't say anything.
get. I mean, you kind of can, because you still do a shitload of work.
I mean, yes, but
Also, like, I stream 16 hours a week, if not more, so maybe I should cut myself some fucking slack.
You should, because you stream like a fucking demon. A stream demon.
Screaming. Which reminds me, depending on how I'm feeling tomorrow, I will be streaming because I did a financial fucky-wucky and bought a Transformer today, so I need to put some extra work in. And just pray. It was a good deal, all right. You agreed with me, Web, fuck you.
I agree. I think it is a good deal.
Also, just so you know, if you give money to this stream, half of it does go to Longfang, by the way.
If I decide it's okay for it to go to Longfang and you don't need it because there's a fucking cost of living crisis on.
But I get paid tomorrow, so it's fine.
Down to 40k sometime around fourth. All the codices I had were my brothers from third. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, the thing was, that was way more, that was a thing back then.
I was in a weird period of like third and fourth that I can never fucking pin down.
I like fourth is one of the editions I have no experience with whatsoever. Like I played third, stopped before fourth, and then got back into it in fifth. So like fourth is just the null zone to me. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, I get you. I think when did the Necrons get reintroduced?
3.
Yeah, no, I was around in third then. Okay. Don't know if I was playing it at the time, but I certainly had some models. And then I started. Well, then I tried some. I tried some Necrons, and I tried some Cadians, and then I have an army of Dark Angels. I have not seen the light of day in a long time. Traitor.
Dark Angels were one of my very first armies.
It's a solid color scheme, man. I mean, I didn't like the red bolters, but that's just me.
I liked their color scheme for stupid reasons.
I mean, I liked them because they had the green color from like a wine bottle and it looked rad. Dare I ask, what were yours?
Oh, it's stupid because the other ones, like, they're bright blue and
oh,
red.
you're one of those wankers, got you.
And like, that's silly for a military force, whereas being, like, in a more camo colour makes sense. And then I just fucking ranked myself stupid because I was 13. I don't fucking know. Unbearable little spod.
Yeah, there are some people. Do you remember the Armoured Company Imperial Guard reworked list that was in White Dwarf? No, I do not. I'm sorry.
I have. I didn't experience it at the time, but pretty sure that's the one that showed up in chapter approved. So I saw it through that later on.
Okay.
Spod, we found the Anglophobic slur at last. I like that the reoccurring theme of this stream is what slurs can we call English people?
Yeah. I mean, maybe they deserve it.
I mean, what is the country doing right now? Like, we deserved at least some degree of insult for that.
These models are sculpted by Italian Moose. He's currently revamping them, and in the past months has done some gorgeous Space Fleet inspired ancient Eldar.
Oh, right.
He's on Cult, Scumroad, and has a Patreon these days too.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I can't remember. I don't think I was. I might just be misremembering because I have read through a lot of different messages in packages, but I don't think it actually said who these were made by.
Yeah.
So it was just like, hey, here's some things
they just
I printed
came
off.
from a person called Walter. Yeah, there's some nice stuff on this fucking Cults 3D page. Okay. Fancy. Whip you deserve a revolution. We all do at this point.
Yeah. Ain't happening here.
No.
We, as a member of the British public, the only decisions we make are bad ones.
I think you mean the underclass.
Fucking serf.
Yep.
Profoundly non-serious country.
Oh yeah, what a fucking joke.
Log on every day and find out what reason I should be ashamed for where I'm born.
And then I can sit and scream, we could have got out of this. We could have got out of this.
Yeah, you're still tethered to us by land, so we're taking you down one way or the other.
Mm. Give it time, the trench will get finished.
It's like, you know, since Scotland declared independence, they've just made Hadrian's Wall bigger.
Big sign on it saying keep out spots.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway,
the class is like the D&D underdog, surviving on mushrooms and giant spiders while despising the upper class. Yeah, pretty much.
it does come from generations of the upper class looking down upon us, so you know.
If by mushrooms you mean like corn.
No, that's expensive.
It's not so bad these days.
Oh, okay.
I got into the habit of having the corn faux chicken for a while.
It was pretty good, honestly, yeah, when I tried it.
I really, really liked it.
Mm.
A holdover from when I tried to go vegetarian.
Hadrian's demilitarized zone. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I can't wait to go to the fucking, like, the Scotland, England DMZ.
Christ.
Nothing but discarded pork pie wrappers and iron brew tins.
Yep, tins, yeah. Corn cares not for whence it flows. Corn is a meat substitute thing. Not entirely sure what it's made from, but it is tasty.
Mushrooms.
Is it mushrooms?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chicken works quite well. The ham is okay. The beef is terrible.
There's some things you just can't replicate, I think, at this point, anyway.
Yeah, I was talking about earlier today, actually. I really want to try the Impossible Burger, because apparently, and that, well, just the Impossible Meats, because apparently they do all sorts of weird shit, like making synthetic blood to go inside it.
But
so that
corn
it tastes
isn't vegan, apparently.
Isn't it? I don't know. I never tried to go vegan, so...
Yeah. I am going to go look this up, because this has got me all interested now. Oh, they do vegan products.
Hmm.
Nah. Yep, derived from fungus.
Mm.
And then dried mixed with... Oh, it's mixed with egg, which acts as a binder. That's the non-vegan part.
Yeah. I think they do some stuff that is vegan. I think the things that I used to have, I'm sure they had like an extra thing on them that was like, this is corn, but it's also vegan.
Yeah, the vegan formulation uses potato protein as a blender instead of egg.
Is it got like a blue thing on the packets, I think? The vegan
Probably.
stuff?
I'm on the Wikipedia article, so I couldn't tell you.
Impossible Whopper.
Okay, corn do fucking dinosaurs. You know the dinosaur shapes in bread? And, yeah.
Good. Okay, right. So I'm probably going to wrap up relatively soon, but I just think I can't decide these little gun ports on the side. So I can't decide whether to do those like in gunmetal or to do those in gold. Because the guns over like there's going to be silver at the back here with the engines. The guns on the side are going to be silver. It's this like big cannon underneath is going to be silver, and the like what's the word, like piping around here is going to be gold.
I would say gold to go along with the piping, and also because the Imperium does not know the term excess when it comes to slapping gold on everything.
This is true. Yeah.
I was looking at the images of, just when I typed in corn there to see if I could see that vegan packet you're talking about or something. And there's a lovely article from the Mirror here I just found.
Okay, I'm braced.
Meat-loving dad demands daughter pack bags and get out after finding corn in freezer.
I'm pretty sure a mistake.
Yeah. Need to find out where that fucker's from now just to make sure he's not Scottish. Ah, it was a prank. Okay, that's fine. Damn it. Fucking clickbait.
I do not rescind my statement.
Yeah, no, same.
Because the mirror exists.
Yeah. Much like the sun, it exists and fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Like, not as bad as the Sun, not as bad as the Daily Mail, but still, it's a British tabloid, and those all should.
They can all
vanish.
get to fuck. They can just all go
Yeah.
away very far.
Even the good ones are bad.
Yeah, Gold Gun Ports is the way to go. I'm just looking at it on stream now.
Yeah, it really pops.
Yeah. Corn is made from a type of microfungus, which is closer to mold than mushroom. Fascinating.
Interesting. I did not know that. I'm learning all about the types of mold that I've eaten.
I did see the term microfungus, but I didn't realise that was closer to mold. Interesting. The mirror is like the least worst of the majors. That's
a damning,
indictment of the UK media. Yeah, UK print media. According to BFU lore, part of the Imperial Palace on Terra is a rogue trader Grand Cruiser that mines so much gold and precious metals its holds were filled. To take as much as possible of their spoils home, they plated the entire ship in several inches / feet thick of gold, attracted tons of pirates on the road home. Yeah, sounds about right for 40k. We did a colonialism real good.
What's the stupidest thing we can think of? Ah, yes, that's Warhammer lore. And that's why we love it.
Being the least bad murderer in death row. Yeah. Oh yeah, Rustbot. Not all types of mold are harmful. They occur naturally. Yeah, fine. Nah. Korn's cousin Quarn is like a moldy mushroom god.
Yeah. If current 40k had just continued upon, like, there's an alternate reality somewhere where, like, Games Workshop was never, like, went on the stock market and they still remained like a scrappy little company.
It made fun of Margaret Thatcher all the time.
And yeah, that would be a thing where there would be a chaos, like a lesser chaos god who's like an aspect of the orcs, who would be the god Quarn.
Yep. So Terry Pratchett once said, "All mushrooms are edible, but some are only edible once."
Oh, Terry Pratchett. You were just the best author.
He would be so angry at everything right now.
Yeah. Correct. There was a thing, a Twitter thing, like, ages ago that was like asking, like, seriously, like, basically, none should, like, fucking, like, men, what was it that made you not fall down, like, the weirdo reactionary path? And I was like, I honestly believe, like, my politics and my, like, general, like, worldview and stuff came from the fact I was listening to I just got into, like, this punk music when I was, like, a teenager, and, started listening to the stuff that, gets very political, and, let us just say that anarchist thought swims quite freely in such things. So
yes.
I was kind of primed.
You were a dirty lefty. We get it.
Um,
And that I read loads of Terry Pratchett, and, like, its general vibe of just leave people the fuck alone, and people are who they say they are. Like,
Yeah.
Like, just because you don't understand something doesn't mean you shouldn't respect it. Like,
Having empathy.
Yeah.
And
For me, it's Star Trek.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Well, and, other stuff. My mum just came up and gave me a whisper. Today is a good day.
Still haven't read the last Discworld book because when I do, it will all be over. I never want to be over. I understand that the last book is good. It's Raising Steam, the last Discworld book, I believe, isn't it?
Like mainline one, because I think there wasn't a one other thing he wrote after that.
I forget which one.
Yeah. Elderly author attempts to decapitate entire Conservative Party conference. Good.
But Raising Steam's good.
The last
Shepherd's Crown.
book is
That's
Shepherd's Crown.
a Tiffany Aching one.
Yeah, they're Discworld books, but they're part of their own series that's sort of not really main, because it's one of the younger readers stuff. It's the We Free Men stuff. So I never really count it as.
Yeah,
it is a Discworld book, but it's not part of the mainline series. So I always think of
I've read the We Free Men. Long time ago.
I remember when we first started talking to each other, and I would constantly look back to the glossary in the back of the book to figure out what you were saying.
Go fuck yourself. I don't say Crevens.
Yeah, actually, I haven't read The Shepherd's Crown yet, actually. That's an extremely good point. I keep forgetting that there is that one. Is the last one. Because Raising Steam's the last mainline Discworld book that was done. And that does have a real air of, this is a summary of the thesis of the Discworld. The Aching books is the TNG version of the Witcher's books. I suppose. But yeah, fun fact, I can't remember which book it was exactly, but it's one of the Tiffany Aching books that reading it really affected how I thought about things, and is what led directly to me asking Snipe to marry me. So I owe Terry Pratchett a fair bit. In the sense that it's literally the next generation, rather than insisting that Tiffany Aching should be played by Sir Patrick Stewart. Are
you saying Sir Patrick Stewart would do a bad job? How dare you?
No, I like the Tiffany Aching books, but yeah, I think actually did I read the one before the last one as well? I can't remember. That's the thing. The only problem with the Tiffany Aching books is that they do in my head all blend into one, so I forget which is which. But but no,
they're saying when it's such an expansive series of books that it'll happen.
Oh yeah.
Having fucking war flashbacks trying to work out where I was in the Horus Heresy series.
You see, what I have this really clever system to
you just don't read any.
I gave up. I just gave up. There's too many of them. I don't read quickly, and these days I don't read novels as often as I would like. And if I tried to keep up with the Horus Heresy series, then those would be the only books I'd read, and I don't want that to be the case. So I just gave up. I got to Betrayer, enjoyed them, but then just no, I can't.
I think here's the thing: in terms of the main line, I think I got up to the first Dark Angels one,
Descent of Angels.
Yeah, and I was like,
a shit one.
It's taking a long time to get anywhere, and then I went and listened audiobooks because I was working at the time, so it was Angel Exterminatus and some of the other side stuff.
Yeah. Descent of Angels, it would be a fine. It was in a lot of ways like one of the Primarch books, released long before those actually came out. But
would have worked better as a Primarch book actually.
But with a final 10% of the book that was completely fucking irrelevant.
Was that an Abnett one?
I really did not like Descent of Angels. It was if it wasn't positioned where it was as a heresy book. So you're constantly spending the time going, okay, this is interesting, but
where does the heresy bit come in?
But what has this got to do with the plot of the series this is a part of? I know in a lot of ways that's a really unreasonable way to look at things, but because you should really consume look at anything as its own thing.
That being said, it was cool to see some of the world building about Caliban and stuff, but also Jesus Christ. But it was fucking bolt gun revolvers and shit. Rad.
Like I said, I think it was just because it spent so long like setting things up, and you're like, I don't know what I'm like. You're expecting because you've been primed to think it's doing one thing, but it's not.
You know what? That's a fair criticism considering like a lot of the prior books were getting into the heresy's kicked off now.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. It wasn't that it in and of itself was bad. It's that it was
kind of badly placed.
It was placed in such a way that made you think it was going to be something that it isn't, and that's made it kind of come across a bit bad. I did realise there was actually one little thing I forgot to do on these, so I shall quickly do that. But yeah, no, I have no idea how people find the time to keep up with all of the books. Let alone if you also want to read other Warhammer books at the same time, or read anything else.
Like I wanted to, I feel like it's warded me off from getting into any other series because I really wanted to jump in the High Republic stuff, and I just ended up not doing it.
Okay. Well, anyway, so I did get my 3 little cobras finished today.
Little cobras!
Little cobras!
Good job, Biff, good job.
Thank you. I love when he shows up in G1 Transformers. That made me so happy.
Yeah.
I don't even give a shit about G.I. Joe, but the fact that they managed to, keep their dick in, for the whole episode, and, make it so that it was sort of this guy seems kind of like he's Cobra Commander. I didn't watch it at the time, so the fact it was the same voice actor, I didn't.
And his name is Old Snake.
His name's Old Snake, and he's just an old dude who screams a lot. But it's like half the cast of Decepticons sound like that, so I didn't acknowledge it.
And then it turns out,
and it was him, and I was like, "Oh, that's fun." But yeah, so
it's a retired old man one, mind you.
So yeah, that means I now have 4 of those done, which means I am now up to. Yeah, there is enough models painted that I can start work on the painting log, so that's cool.
I love this. I should do more painting, but instead I'm cramming a frankly ridiculous number of lights into a dreadnought. Godspeed, mate. I dig that.
Wait, I've just realised, yes, the next mailbag video might have something that will be very familiar to them.
Oh!
That's very, very cool.
Yes.
It was a very,
Flight
very
of the
cool
Eisenstein
model.
was good, and the Pilgrim book was good, yeah.
I think the first handful of books are really, really solid. The intro trilogy and Flight of the Eisenstein, Fulgrim, really good. Mechanicus, pretty good. I really enjoyed Betrayer, but that's because I've always kind of had a soft spot for the
Angron. Dig Up.
Yeah,
I'll never forget that.
Dig Up. Yeah. Thought anyone's going to appreciate it. It was going to be. Yeah, no. Really not. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to show what it is.
Okay, fine.
I don't give a fuck.
Special exclusive for stream viewers. Also, Magos X, and I'm not going to read out the binary in case it's I don't know, a slaughter or something, is now following. Thank you.
So, we have Shock Attack Gun Mech. Now.
Oh, it's 69 in binary. Nice.
Look at this fucking amazing shit.
Oh my god.
How good is that?
Oh, that's fucking... The green is just a perfect shade.
Yeah. It's fucking amazing. I've not decided yet what to do with painting it, because obviously I don't... this is very much a display piece kind of thing, so...
yeah.
I have decisions to make, but no, thank you very much for that. It's really, really cool. getting into like lighting up models. I have sometimes wanted to trying to do it to like a Rhino or something, just getting one of the little kits.
Oh yeah, and you put it in with the new headlights and stuff. I think it would look great like that, because rhinos I think look good. I remember old art of rhinos with the headlights on; they look fucking rad.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very cool. So thank you.
Yes.
I'll be sorry. Actually, I'll see the things. Yeah. Currently got 2 more mailbag videos that are recorded. So those will be going hopefully both this month.
God.
Because actually, we're currently at a weird state because like I'm pretty sure we know what's going to be the Codex compliant for July. But don't know what this one's going to be yet. I don't know.
Are you having a time?
Yeah, I'm not really sure because like the things that we could do one on that was like are all planned are all things that take a little bit of time.
Right. Yeah.
A little bit too long to actually produce. So I can't just do like the do the ones that are like initially planned. Like we've got kind of in the thing. So I've got to try and figure out what we can do in the meantime to sort of fill up this month's thing. Kind of don't want to do just a standard codex. Because we did like 3 in a row and we've not done that in fucking years. So yeah. And the last time I was like, "Ooh, I'll pick something nice and simple that we can get done quick and not be complicated." And then it was fucking
gobbledygook. And then it's a
gobbledygook.
16-minute video.
Yeah, and then it still ends up being just as long as the other ones, and I have to read a kind of not very good comic and spend ages researching to try and find out any information about it, and then finding nothing.
Yeah.
Check out Objective Model review this month instead of a CC. We have a CC each month.
Yeah, that's per rules. It's like have a CC each month.
Yeah, as I mentioned at the end of the last painting stream, it's very very much a matter of you got to keep these things up, and like it's
hail the algorithm.
We're not a big enough channel to be able to get away with taking several months to do big videos. So please,
must be nice when you can do that.
Oh yeah, that must be. I would love to be able to just like not have to worry about uploading a video for like say a couple of months, so I could just like put out something stupid like an hour-long like video on like the Citadel Journal or something.
Yeah. Pleads and Tau, your time will come.
Tau, I have actually realized we really do need to get Tau out the way, to get a Tau thing. We do have a handful of the codexes, just haven't.
Denzel, it's easy to say, yeah, because you have a Patreon, just take a break. It's a different thing to actually do that, especially when you've also got YouTube income to think about.
Oh yeah, we took like a month off doing Codex Compliant in January, and ooh, fucking hell, did we suffer for that. Yeah, it's nature of the beast.
Yeah, YouTube, not as fun as you think.
It is, but it's not. But it is, but it's not. I am very lucky to have this as a job, but it has its issues. But yeah, no, just trying to think. Yeah, it's one of the things. I'm just thinking out loud here, just because it's just on my mind of what to do. I'm actually like I'm not making any promises or anything.
Oh no.
Oh no worries. I didn't see it. But yeah, I'm not against doing the Tau. I might actually have a look at it later and do one of the Tau.
Honestly, no, I like what Full Mod Lightens came up with.
There is actually one thing I have talked about doing, and people do seem kind of interested in, is that at some point I do kind of want to revisit some of the topics from some of our really old, like, pre-Codex compliant videos.
Oh god, does that mean that you'll want to watch the fucking Inquisitor thing again?
Yeah, like maybe going to like God. Maybe not the Inquisitor so much because it's quite short, but maybe like revisiting Ultramarines. Because I don't really like that video.
That's fair.
It's very much an earlier iteration of us as content creators.
That's fair.
But yeah, it's like, 'cause I don't know. It's one of those things where I just feel like, yeah, no, that's not quite up to the standards. And
Yeah, you also run into the algorithm problems again when you decide to remake an older videos. Like, do you take the other one offline or not? Because that still brings in, that affects your view counts. And
in fairness, the Ultramarines video has been absolutely, completely devastated by the fact that it's for some reason picked up
oh no.
Well, it got a copyright thing, so we don't make money off it. But also, it also got hit with an age gate for some reason that I never was able to figure out.
Oh, you're right. From
so it's like it gets bugger all views these days.
Typical.
Codex complaining on Watson's Draco. No, not least because reading a novel and then writing about it. Fucking hell, people that manage to put out one of those a fucking month, I have no idea how they manage it. Like, reading a novel in a month, fine, not an issue. But like reading a novel in a month and then having constructive things to say about it and make a video about it. Oof. Citadel terrain building books. We do actually. There is actually a video we will be making at some point using that. So that is actually already being made. It's just not a Codex compliant thing. Well, I say already being made. I mean, it will be made.
Yes.
The fun thing is that basically there's always like about plans of about 50 different things at any given time. So. A lot of my friends want the objective model review. Well, okay. On the objective model review of the AdMech line. We did that. That was the first one.
Sorry, you guys did that.
Yeah,
I didn't do that. I'm not included. What the fuck, Brian?
Yeah, the Mechanicus line was the very first one we did.
Yes.
Do about the history of basing just so you can get to an all your base reference at the end. Fun fact: one of the many videos that ended up not getting made in the years before we started doing Codex compliant was a video of Zero Wing, the game that the all your base comes from.
Yeah, that comes from, yeah.
Because I actually kind of like the game. It's not good, but the actual game is kind of fun. I quite like it.
Quick question: how would you feel if you could 3D print all the old models you could talk about in your videos?
If I could,
I know you prefer to have the originals most of the time.
So there's kind of like two aspects to that. In terms of like, would I care about having a reproduction of it if it's exactly the same? No, I couldn't give a shit. I am entirely mercenary. I have no.
Okay, fine.
I have absolutely no like affinity for Games Workshop as a company. So if I need to do something like that in order to get that, it would bother me. However, the other side of it is, as a collector, I do prefer to get originals wherever possible.
Yeah.
Because not only, and even to be fair, for video purposes, they have their own quirks and foibles that you can't recreate. Just the way they're cast and things like that. So, like, yeah. My job with this is to balance my historical accuracy and collecting instincts with my distaste of giving myself lead poisoning. This is also
it's more of a general distaste for corporations, but yes, that too.
Yeah, I mean the thing is like because they don't like I'm at the stance, you get them however you can. Like I guess
out of print, like it's the abandoned wearer of models at that point,
I guess a more pertinent thing would be like recasts. Like if in order to get hold of something I had to get a recast of it, yeah, I'd absolutely do. I wouldn't care. Like, whatever. Just as long as it's like up to the standards that looks alright on camera, or looks alright on camera is the wrong way of putting it. That looks authentic. Just because we're trying to, obviously like convey things and trying to do it as realistic as possible. Because there's some stuff that we talk about that we obviously have a skin in the game on. Like when I'm talking about 3rd edition stuff, I played during 3rd edition. I am familiar with that game. I that's the thing. But when we start talking about stuff from before that, that's all before we started. So it's, you know, we try and be as authentic as possible with the understanding that, you know, we weren't there, you know. I just suppose I should. I need to actually check the list of seeing what 4th edition stuff we've got. I should. Maybe not for next month. I do need. We've only done one 4th edition codex. Should do another one. I'm just chatting now.
Yeah, I know. I'm letting you chat because sometimes you need to actually talk to people, Web. And, you know, after you've been in the fucking editing dungeon for a while.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's been back because we had that 1 month where we were so late. And like the couple of months after that have been slowly pulling it back, like a few days at a time. So it's coming out a little bit sooner. So it'll be back to the right schedule of coming out before the end of the month, not right at the start of the month.
There are people who are overrated as a concept. You're not wrong. But also, sometimes you need to talk to people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, one of the things that I am kind of that's going to be interesting to cover
in terms of things is when we do eventually get around to doing 5th edition stuff, because obviously we have a lot of experience with 5th edition. We play it. That's the edition that we probably played the most of, even more so than 8th, which is, you know, the second one that we ended up playing just way more of, because I didn't like 6th, and we entirely missed 7th. But yeah, we're gonna have some interesting things because, like, I feel like, because lots of people say, like, oh, I can't wait till you cover the 5th edition stuff, and it's always with this like unspoken or spoken thing of like, because I can't wait to see you rip apart Matt Ward's stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to have that conversation.
Hey, fun fact. Webb, what's your name?
My name is Matthew Ward.
Yeah. It's the fun time Webb had during that era.
Yeah.
When he was getting death threats accidentally sent to him instead. I'm not mad on your behalf or anything.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it would be like, hey, if you're expecting this, then
Go fuck yourself.
We will critique the things that we don't like about it, but also everyone that did that sent, you know, endless harassment towards my namesake, you can go fuck yourself. So it's like, yeah, that would be an interesting. It's going to be an interesting one. It's definitely been one of those people one of those ones where people accuse us of virtue signaling, as if anytime someone talks about their beliefs, that doesn't technically count as virtue signaling because it's a meaningless phrase. And yeah, one thing I think always gets missed from Matt Ward's codexes. That would be one things I would talk about is that internal balance was generally pretty good. As in his codexes, I remember at the time, it wasn't like, so there was lots of books at the time where there was like one build and that was what worked.
Yeah.
Or there was a couple of builds where, there was like a bunch of units that you were like, you do not use them, they're shit and they never work. Whereas the Matt Ward codexes tended to actually be pretty good.
And it meant you had your options there.
Yeah, like it would be like there would be a wide selection of things that would work in it. So it was like they had good internal balance. They weren't super great at being balanced with the rest of the game, but they had good internal balance.
Yeah.
And to be fair, there needed to be something that wasn't horrendously overpowered in 5th, that wasn't just the Space Wolf Codex that was out at the time. Because, oh boy, was that...
I missed those days.
That Codex was real overpowered.
I sadly missed that era.
It's the one that has the coolest Space Wolf cover art as well, so I couldn't help
wait, no, I have that book, I think. I thought that was 6th. My mistake.
That came out, I believe, I can never remember if that's a very late 4th one or if that was early 5th.
Oh, who knows?
Because again, I wasn't playing at that exact time, so I always miss it. It was the one that was around when we started playing 5th, so yeah. I got given all the 7th Ed Codex, I'd send them to you, but I'd for approximately 12 grand post. Do not worry, for my life. We do actually have a bunch of them, so don't worry. But thank you.
Last word on the map ward thing. There has been a couple of times on the stream where me and Web have been playing, say, what do you call it, Chaos Gate Demon Hunters, and someone's came in being like, I hope your Grey Knights have map warding armor, and I knee-jerk immediately. Sorry for that, but also, it's been 14 years or something.
Yeah, about that.
Which is a terrifying thought, but just
yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, I feel like that era was sort of like it gave a lot of things that we still have. Librarian Dreadnoughts, for one, which I think in universe, I think a very silly idea, but I won't lie, I have just built one because they do sound like a lot of fun to use. Who's like, you're sitting there and going like, oh, so I've now got
Deep Strike Land Raiders in that edition in like 5th as well.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, you did. Basically, a Thunderhawk would fly over one of the transporter ones and just drop a Land Raider, and you're like,
which is, when I look at it now, I'm like, no, that's fucking rad.
It's the funniest shit. And like, I think if I remember rightly, because I think they used the regular Deep Strike rules at the time, which weren't the simplified ones we have now.
Yeah.
So like, you could drop the Land Raider and it just breaks.
Good. Yeah, it's either Thunderbird 2 or it's Geonosis shit, where you saw the landers just come in, drop an 80-80 and then bugger off again.
I believe canonically it was dropped from a height.
It's a Land Raider, it's a big fucking brick. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean,
but yeah,
I would feel sorry for anyone inside that because they might be a fine paste when they land, but still.
My only issue with Librarian Dreads is only giving them to one list. Yeah, I get that, but then to be fair, it means that, especially if you look at like modern Blood Angels, and I know I run a Blood Angels army, there's not actually a huge amount of stuff that's like dedicated to them. You've got your Death Company stuff, and like their
Sanguinary Guard.
Yeah, the Sanguinary Guard, and then their own variants of bits and pieces, and then it's like, well, they've got their fancy dreads.
Yeah.
Not really.
To be fair, the Space Wolves have a lot more than the Blood Angels do.
Yeah. They kind of feel very, like, they've got some stuff, but, like...
Yeah.
It was weird when they had their own dedicated codex, I'll say that, because I was looking at it and going, like, 90% of this is just from the Space Marine Codex. I feel like this should just be a supplement. And then they did that, but they made them both hardbacks, so now... you
fuck us, I guess.
Yeah, so now I'm like, no, actually, could you just have removed everything? I want a codex that only has the units I use in it.
Yeah.
I should probably show off the Librarian Dread, actually. Give me a second.
Oh, okay, hold on, everyone. You're getting another exclusive.
Because the one thing I really hated about the Librarian Dreads is I hated the faceplate.
Okay, Web, I just want to point this out, thanks to Full Mod Lighting. There's a mention of drop cathedrals in one of the old Sisters books.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, let's be real, even if it's... You remember Dawn of War when you would build a Space Marine base and it would drop it in from orbit and then it would drill itself into the ground?
Yes.
That's how I imagine a drop cathedral is.
Yeah. But yeah, I haven't affixed the arms to this yet. They're just on the things. But yeah, I really didn't like, because they just have like a kind of like death mask thing going on.
Yeah, which makes sense, but with Blood Angel like aesthetic, but
also it just looks dead forward because it's just on a panel at the back. It's not got like a head in it like the Vendread kit does, so you can make it look from side to side. And I always kind of just didn't like how it looked. So this is one of the Forge World Blood Angels Mark IV helmets.
Nice. Mark IV, best Mark.
But then because there wasn't actually a thing behind it, I had to build like an assembly behind here to like mount it on, so it doesn't So if I'm painting and like say hypothetically I accidentally like slip and jam it, then I don't just pop it onto the inside and then have it forever rattling around on the
Oh
inside.
god, yeah, okay, fair.
Because that would be the worst. But yeah, so it's got like a big thing with like bracing on the back of it, so that ain't coming out.
I don't like the Librarian Halberd. It looks like a paring knife for preparing apple wedges for good little Space Marines. Well, I mean, Librarians, dreadnoughts are considered to be the grandpas, so that works.
It's a sushi knife, I'll have you know. I also
get it looks like it's on a pneumatic shaft, so it could extend. That's kind
it
of
does. It does. You can actually mount it wherever you want. It can be further forward or further back.
Nice.
It does more naturally sit around this because there's like some bits back here that sort of get in the way a little bit if you put.
I'm getting anime pile bunker vibes from it. I'm kind of okay with it now.
Now imagine that fella, but with a blue lit fiber optic halo around the front of the sarcophagus. Yeah, that'd look great. That would really work for a librarian. Actually, if you had something like this, where because there is a bit of a void behind the helmet, and if you had like just a blue LED behind that to like illuminate all the backing of it, that'd look pretty sweet. Beyond my abilities, although at least there is a fair big bit of hollowness in there, so you could you could like mount that bit because that can just come. That's like a piece that can just come out. Or the front, you can actually just put a few magnets to like hold that on, so you could take it out, so you can have a battery compartment inside there. Yeah, it would be totally doable.
Place a blade with a drill from the mining machine from Total Recall.
I mean, you can do a lot. I mean, it's some people make this into a staff. Or more like a proper halberd, really.
Yeah.
And then make this into another hand, but use like a venerable dread hand.
That would be kind of cool. Like holding a staff in dreadnought form would be kind of rad. Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, I only felt like going this far with the modifications. So. Sometimes, not going completely ridiculous with your modifications is good. I say as someone who has a Rebel Grot army and everything I build is modified.
Yeah.
Doesn't the Custodians...
Oh, yes. God.
It does. It has like a proper like Guardian staff, but it's got like a las cannon on it.
It sounds about... I'm in a queue to get in the Games Workshop site. What the fuck is happening?
Horus Heresy pre-orders.
Oh, is that today? Fuck, well, I'm not going to be looking at that again then. Okay.
Lots of very, very pretty models. That I will not be buying.
Yeah, I've still got the Betrayal at Cal stuff kicking about. I'm not gonna. Nope.
Yeah, we have.
That reminds me, if I can find the boards, I might pop them in that box and send them down because Betrayal at Cal's had a board game element.
Oh wow!
And it would make for some other scenery to put stuff on for you.
Oh, cheers! Thank you.
No bother.
But yeah. What was I going to say? The price has dropped to just one arm or leg. I mean, in fairness, actually, some like as I was saying earlier, like the Rhino's like actually like reasonably priced. It's not too bad. Like I saw like the tactical squads and stuff, because they come in like 20. Actually, they're not too bad. Like compared to what they are.
I'm not super cool with the your heavy weapon upgrade kits are separate and they cost 26 quid.
I mean, you do get 20 weapons in there, so it's not...
okay, not too bad then, but also, like...
Like anything when you're talking about Games Workshop pricing, whenever there's a reasonable thing, it's always said through, like, gritted teeth.
Gritted teeth, yeah.
It's like, well, I guess that's fine.
Yeah. It's fine. If I ever have the collector's itch, it's like, I've got Transformers now. Thanks to you. And I think, honestly, at this point, I almost think I have enough.
I like with the PO box stuff. I am very much in a position where I can't justify buying anything right now.
Yeah.
At all.
And then I told you about the fucking sale on Hasbro Pulse right now.
That's fine because I buy things and then they go on. I play with them. They go on the shelf. I take them off. I play with them. They go on the shelf. That's fine. I don't have to feel bad about them not being painted. Unless I wish. Yeah,
Geistertans does mention that if you want special weapons, you need to buy that extra kit now.
Oh, so you can't just buy the heavy. It's not even got like flamers and shit in there.
That's what it sounds like.
Oh, Games Workshop, why are you like this?
Might be wrong. I'll go have a look.
Actually, yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Because those are a separate pack. God damn it, Games Workshop. You fucks.
Alright, let me see. Grenades, pistols, knives. Oh wait, okay. This is in the Mark IV Tactical Squad box. There is a missile launcher. And
oh no, those are a separate thing entirely. We're talking about the new ones, the Beakies.
Oh,
they'll be up for pre-order in the Horus Heresy game in particular.
Okay. Pre-orders. Let's see.
That sounds like a perfect argument for 3D print to go bro, at least for heavy weapons. Yeah, no, I wouldn't blame anyone for doing that.
Yeah. I hate saying that when it's current, like when it's current run stuff. I always feel shitty about that, but like Jesus Christ.
I mean, to be fair, I remember the time when when the first tactical squad I bought had the missile launcher and the flamethrower in it, and that was it. So if you wanted anything other than that setup, you had to do some fucking shenanigans.
When you said the Mark 6s, are they on the Fort World site or are they on the GW site?
They're on the GW site.
Because I can't see them in the pre-order section.
They're under their own section of Horus Heresy these days.
I'm in the Horus Heresy section. I do see them in the big Age of Darkness box, but I don't see them separately. I might be talking about Mars.
Yeah, okay. Estimated wait time is less than a minute. Sold out.
Yeah,
so you have to scroll down. There you go.
Special weapons is one box, heavy bolters and missile launchers is another, and energy heavy weapons is another box.
Oh, Games Workshop.
Yeah, it's 26 quid for a bits box that doesn't have everything in it.
Cool. It is kind of weird to me how like the Forge World and Games Workshop sites are kind of mingling these days.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Webbo, should we call it? You've been trying for ages.
Yes, and you're right. Actually, the actual individual things aren't up there currently. They're not even in the sold out thing. The things I'm thinking of, because you can buy bigger versions of the Mark III and Mark IV tacticals that are the double-sized ones, and that's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, right, okay.
They don't seem to have put up the standard ones yet. They will, of course, but...
Yeah. No, that makes sense. We figured it out. Mystery solved.
There we go. Raid time. Yes. Let us see.
It does mean that you can make a squad all armed with a special heavy weapon. That is true. That was one of the cool things about the Horus Heresy. It's like, I'm just going to run an entire squad with heavy bolters. Fuck you.
It is a fun thing. Do you have anyone that you can recommend to raid?
Not really, actually. There's barely anyone on that I know today. I mean, Zoran's streaming Card Shark. I don't even know what that is. It is Zoran though, so you know he's a good egg.
So we are going to raid.
It's somebody's fucking VTuber avatar, isn't it? Okay. Good job, Zoran. Good job.
But yeah, so we are going to raid.
Sorry, Hypnodesk, we'd already fucking stream delays. You know how it is.
But yeah, so thank you everybody for joining me for this little painting stream. Thank you, the longest fang, for joining me to keep me from going too far off the rails.
I think I mostly did that up until the last half hour.
Well, that was just mostly just nattering, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, so see you all next week.
Yes.
Should hopefully have a new mailbag video out next week. And
all things going well.
Maybe painting log video the week after that. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so
And I will keep everyone updated on Twitter if I'm streaming tomorrow or not.
yeah. So yeah, cheerio everyone, and say hello
Goodbye.
to Soren from us.
It's the way.